Kari Lake has a very hard time with numbers. I mean, we know that because obviously she lost the Arizona gubernatorial race by tens of thousands of votes, yet to this day she still claims that she won it. So numbers are not Kari Lake's strong suit. Nevertheless, this week Kari Lake proudly came out in an interview with Steve Bannon where she claimed that roughly 90% of the American public supports Donald Trump. A lie so brazen that even conservative media outlets had to call her out for it. Here is what Kari Lake said on Bannon's show. If they think they're going to lay a finger on our president, President Trump, they're going to have to come through me. And I made a mistake. I said 75 million others just like me. I think it's more like 300 million others just like me. Of course, given the fact that the population of the United States is estimated to be roughly 334 million, if you had 300 million, that would equate to roughly 90% of the public. So Kari Lake seems to believe, because she doesn't understand numbers and percentages, that 90% of the public is standing out there saying, don't you dare come for Donald Trump, you got to get through me and 299,999,999 of my friends. That obviously didn't happen because a majority of people in this country do not like Donald Trump. Kari Lake may have gotten a little confused, right, with her number because a recent poll showed that 80% of likely Republican voters said that Trump should still be able to run even if he gets convicted. So maybe she mistook the 80 for a 90 and then tried to do the math herself and then forgot that it was only likely Republican voters, and so she just applied it to the American public as a whole. I don't know. I didn't get to see her work. I would love to see it, though. I would love to see the little piece of scratch paper that she had and worked out these figures on her own. But 300 million Americans do not support Donald Trump, and they never have. 300 million Americans can't agree on anything. Okay, let's be real crystal clear about that. But these are the lies that these idiots, and Kari Lake is an idiot, this is the kind of lie that she tells her supporters. And again, it was a lie so brazen, conservative media outlets laughed about it and called her out because they knew how stupid it was. Donald Trump got what, 74, 75 million votes in the 2020 election? Not a unimpressive feat, by the way. But 75 is not 300. And Kari Lake doesn't seem to understand that. She also doesn't understand that if that same election were held today, by the way, Trump would not hit that 75 million mark because more Americans have turned away from Donald Trump since 2020 than have joined his ranks. And that's the other part of the story that these Republicans seem to forget. Donald Trump is not as popular today as he was in 2020, and he wasn't even popular in 2020. That man has never cracked an approval rating of 50%. So forget 300 million Americans. Kari, you can't even get 150 million Americans, which is double the number of Americans that actually voted for him. So you're rocking a quarter of it. But again, numbers can be difficult. And especially if you're somebody like Kari Lake who still refuses to accept her electoral defeat last year, I imagine that numbers are always going to cause her problems because they never seem to be on her side. Thanks for watching, everyone, and well, here comes the awkward part at the end of the video where I ask you to like, comment, and share, and subscribe for more content from Ring of Fire. Also, you should consider becoming a member for some exclusive content and perks, including early access videos and exclusive videos. Check out the link in the description.